Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor, the Tenkars Tavern blog. So, before we delve into, delving, before we delve into tonight's episode, tenkars-tavern.games slash humble for humble bundle, and tenkars-tavern.games slash DTRPG for drive through RPG. These are both affiliate links. When you use these links, you support the channel. Um, Honestly, we don't do advertising, we don't do sponsorships, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't necessarily, but I think that we keep our integrity unquestioned by avoiding such. But if you want to keep the lights on, shop our affiliate links. I do appreciate it. So, what am I talking about today? Well, there's been a conversation going on uh, in our more or less daily chat amongst my gaming group because it's the idea of wandering encounters. Now, I've always used wandering encounters, and I think wandering encounters are, mm, they're a nice spice. Use them sparingly. You don't want them taking over the game session. You don't want them being a huge aspect, but they are there to change the pace. But some people, like Joe the lawyer, they don't like wandering encounters. He feels it, I guess, takes away from the integrity of the game because these are random events. And my thought is, yes, they are random events. It means that I, as the DM, have to, on a short notice, adjust to the situation that's being in front of the party and have this make sense. Within a dungeon, obviously, you're always having wandering monsters, but if it's outdoors, if your party, as we often do in Joe's group, are exploring the outdoors, traveling a lot, you're going to have encounters. But my thought is that you should also have random events. Okay. That not just are you encountering adversaries or strangers on the road. Maybe you come across a wagon with a broken wheel. Maybe it's abandoned, or maybe the people that were traveling with that wagon are still or cart are still there. Maybe there's a sharp change in the weather. Anything that changes the pace and makes your party think about what's going on around them is suitable. Hey, it could be the weird hooting of an owl in the distance that sounds out of place. Or is the party being tracked? Maybe they are. And maybe it's just their paranoia setting in. But there's another thing. This is what Joe seems to lean towards, although this was a surprise when I found out that he is heavy on set pieces. Now, my issue with set pieces, and what is a set piece? And my parlance, my way of thinking of it, a set piece is an encounter that would be otherwise random, but it's in a certain location. But it's not necessarily a planned encounter or an important encounter, but these are set pieces. Because the problem with a set piece is that they are not used unless your party gets to that location. So that kind of puts a little pressure on the DM to encourage your party to go in certain directions in order to encounter set pieces. Now, the argument is that random, and this is, I don't agree with the argument, but the argument is that random encounters are the lazy DM's way of running a game because it requires less prep. And my thought is it's not the lazy DM's way, but it certainly fits for the improv style DM where you're working off your players and their more immediate needs, desires, decisions, um, and are forced not to refer to your notes, but to improvise or make up something on the spot that is falls within the uh, the range of plausibility. And I can see the arguments for both. I think that maybe with set pieces, the problem I see with a set piece also is for a set piece to be properly worked, it's got to have its own clock, right? Nobody is just simply, and this is a problem with dungeons overall, but that's another video. Nobody is just sitting in, I don't know, at a campfire waiting for the party to come across them. They're doing stuff. They're hunting. They are eating. They're prepping food. Whatever. They're fishing. But they're not staying at, they're gathering wood. So if you're going to do these set pieces, I think you got to go as far as to give each set piece its own schedule. If you're going to make it work if you're going for realism, that's my thought. I personally see random events, and I like random events because events can include wandering encounters, but they can include other things that will help make your party get a little bit more paranoid. Um, a deer getting spooked and running right past the party. Well, why did he get spooked? What's out there in the woods? What's out there in the brush? Well, maybe the deer got spooked by a single coyote, or maybe he got spooked by a hunting party of goblins that the party can't see. I don't know. But that allows you as a DM to make decisions and improvise. Again, I am very much less so at a con game. Con games have to be maybe not a railroad, but they got to be pre-planned. But if you're running a campaign, whether it's over a couple of half dozen sessions or over a course of years, you need the ability, in my opinion, to improvise and be comfortable with it. Improvisation is not a lazy DM, and not in my opinion. Improvisation, though, is a DM that wants to be as active in the creation of the gameplay as the players. But hey, tell me what you think. What do you prefer as a player? And what do you prefer as a DM? Because those are different things too, right? Because what you may prefer from the player's perspective may not suit you from the GM seat because the GM seat has different requirements. Give me your thoughts. Leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't. Obviously, a comment. And otherwise, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. I'll be back again with another video. Catch you all later. Be good.